Today's topic of discussion is about vitamins. What are we going to discuss in this lecture? We are going to discuss about the introduction to vitamins, general characteristics, general functions of the vitamins, classification of vitamins, structure of vitamins, individual characteristics of vitamins, individual dietary sources, individual mechanism of action, and individual functions of all the vitamins. To introduce, the word vitamin is derived from the Latin word vita. Vita means life. Coming to the definition, vitamins are organic components in the food that are needed in very small amounts for growth and for maintaining the good health. After knowing what are vitamins, let us discuss about the characteristics of the vitamins. Generally, vitamins are required in small amounts as they cannot be synthesized by the body. Coming to the water-soluble vitamins, as they cannot be stored, the excess whatever is there in the body is excreted in the urine. Coming to fat-soluble vitamins, the significant amount of fat-soluble vitamins can be stored in the adipose tissue and the liver. So water-soluble vitamins are excreted through urine and fat-soluble vitamins are stored in the body. Now let us discuss about the functions of the vitamins in general. Most importantly, vitamins are used for building up the resistance of the body against the diseases. Vitamins are also used to prevent and cure diseases caused by the deficiencies. Vitamins also stimulate and give strength to the digestive as well as the nervous system. They also help in digestion and utilization of the mineral salts and carbohydrates. Now let us discuss about the classification of the vitamins. Vitamins are classified based on their solubility. So based on solubility, they are classified into two types. So the two types of vitamins are fat-soluble vitamins and water-soluble vitamins. Let us discuss about each type of vitamins in detail. First, about fat-soluble vitamins. What are fat-soluble vitamins? These vitamins are dissolved in the fat, and also these vitamins can be stored within our body fat. They also can be accumulated and can be saved for the later use in our body. So the important point to remember is that fat-soluble vitamins are going to be stored in the body. So now let us know what are the different types of fat-soluble vitamins. They are vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and finally vitamin K. Now let us discuss about water-soluble vitamins. What are water-soluble vitamins? These are dissolved in the water. Because our body has watery environment, they move through body easily and gets flushed out by the kidneys. In contrast to the fat-soluble, they are not stored. Types of water-soluble vitamins are vitamin B and vitamin C. Now let us discuss about the classification of vitamins in a flow chart for a better understanding. Vitamins are broadly classified into two types. They are water-soluble vitamins and fat-soluble vitamins. Under water-soluble vitamins, we have non-B complex vitamins and B complex vitamins. Under non-B complex vitamins, we have ascorbic acid or vitamin C. Under B complex vitamins, we have energy releasing vitamins, hematopoietic vitamins, and the vitamins which are miscellaneous. Energy releasing B complex vitamins are thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, biotin, and pantothenic acid. The hematopoietic B complex vitamins are folic acid and vitamin B12. And the other vitamins are pyridoxine, pyridoxal, and pyridoxamine. Coming to the fat-soluble vitamins, we have got 4 fat-soluble vitamins. They are vitamin A, D, E, and finally vitamin K. Now that we have discussed about water-soluble and fat-soluble vitamins, let us discuss about the differences between them. So the first criteria is absorption. Water-soluble vitamins are directly absorbed through the blood, whereas fat-soluble vitamins are absorbed through lymph via chylomicrons. Coming to the next criteria, that is the transport. Water-soluble vitamins are transported freely, whereas the fat-soluble vitamins, they require a carrier. Please remember that fat-soluble vitamins require a carrier. Coming to the next criteria, that is storage. Water-soluble vitamins, they circulate freely, whereas fat-soluble vitamins, they are stored in the cells of the fat. Coming to the next criteria, that is excretion. Water-soluble vitamins are excreted in urine, whereas fat-soluble vitamins are stored with the fat. Coming to the next criteria, that is toxicity. Toxicity is seen with both the water-soluble vitamins as well as the fat-soluble vitamins. So toxicity is basic in both of these vitamins if they are used excess. Last criteria requirements: water soluble vitamins are required every 2 to 3 days, whereas fat soluble vitamins are required every week. So this is all about the differences between the water and fat soluble vitamins. Now let us discuss about fat soluble vitamins in detail. Coming to the first fat soluble vitamin, that is vitamin A. Vitamin A is one of the most important vitamin. These are nothing but a group of unsaturated nutritional organic compounds. So this nutritional organic compounds include retinol, and finally retinoic acid. Apart from these, several carotenoids are also present. Amongst these, beta carotene is the most important provitamin A carotenoids, and the vitamin A active form is present only in the animal tissue. Now let us discuss about the daily requirement of the most important vitamin, that is vitamin A. It differs in all the individuals. In men and women, it requires 600 micrograms per day, whereas in pregnancy and lactation, it requires 950 micrograms per day, whereas in infants, it is 350 micrograms per day, and finally, children require 600 micrograms per day. Now let us discuss about dietary sources of vitamin A. It has got varied sources. Amongst them are carrots, squash, apricots, papaya, meat, eggs and cheese, sweet potato, fish, mangoes, broccoli, melon, avocado and peppers. Now let's discuss about mechanism of action of vitamin A in detail. Whatever the vitamin we are taking through the food, that means the dietary retinyl esters, they get hydrolyzed, and this hydrolysis is in the presence of the enzyme pancreatic or intestinal hydrolases, and this will form retinol and free fatty acids. So finally, retinol and free fatty acids are formed from the dietary retinyl esters. Now coming to the carotenes, these are nothing but the provitamins of the vitamin A. These are the inactive forms, and these have to be activated by the enzymatic activity. So these carotenes are hydrolyzed under the enzymatic activity of the beta carotene 15,15 dioxygenase, and this will form 2 moles of retinol. So this 2 moles of retinol is reduced to the retinol. So finally, the active form of the vitamin A, retinol, is formed. So the inactive form of the vitamin A, carotenes, is getting hydrolyzed, and under the enzymatic activity it formed retinol. So what happens to this retinol? This retinol in the intestinal mucosal cells, it is again re-acidified to the long chain fatty acids and incorporated into the chylomicrons, and this is transferred to the lymph. So through the lymph, this activated form of vitamin A, that is called retinol, is taken to the organs such as liver, and this is stored in the liver. So when it is not being used, this vitamin is stored in the liver. But in case when it's required, it is released into the blood as free retinol, and it is reused for the necessary actions. After knowing the mechanism of action of vitamin A, let's now discuss about the functions of the vitamin A. Coming to the first and foremost important functions of the vitamin A is vision. And the next important function of vitamin A is that it is also involved in gene transcription. Vitamin A is also involved in the immune function. Vitamin A is also involved in the bone metabolism. Apart from these, there are many other functions of vitamin A. It's also involved in the embryonic development and also in reproduction. It is also involved in the hematopoiesis. Vitamin A is also involved in skin and cellular health. Last and most important function of the vitamin A is that it has got the antioxidant property. Now let us discuss about another fat soluble vitamin, that is vitamin D. Vitamin D is also called as sunshine vitamin. Vitamin D exists in 2 forms. Those are cholecalciferol and also calciferol D2. Coming to the cholecalciferol, it is made in skin of the animals and humans. Calciferol D2 is obtained artificially from the radiation. Now coming to the sources of vitamin D, the main important source of vitamin D is sunlight. Apart from these, whole grains, cheese, butter, cereal, fish and milk are also the source of vitamin D. Coming to the daily requirement of vitamin D, it varies in different age groups. In men and women, it is 0.1 micrograms. Whereas in pregnancy and lactation, the daily requirement is 0.01 micrograms. And in case of infancy and children, the daily requirement is 0.01 micrograms. Now let us discuss in detail about the mechanism of action of vitamin D. Firstly, the vitamin D is carried in the bloodstream to the liver. After the vitamin D is carried to the liver, it gets transformed. So vitamin D is getting transformed to the prohormone calcidiol. So this calcidiol is the inactive form. This is forming in the liver. So this calcidiol gets converted to the calcitriol. So this conversion is happening in the kidney. From the liver it is going to the kidney and forming the calcitriol, that is active form. So the active form is formed in the kidney. So this calcitriol enters the blood and binds to the vitamin D binding protein. So both of these together are transported to the various target organs. So this is how the vitamin D is transported to the target organs. For better understanding of the vitamin D synthesis, let us look into this picture. Whenever our skin gets exposed to the sun, the dehydrocholesterol present in the skin gets transformed to the cholecalciferol. So this cholecalciferol enters the liver and it forms the calcidiol. So this calcidiol is formed under the enzymatic activity of the 25-hydroxylase. So calcidiol is formed in the liver. So this enters the kidney later. So in the kidney, this calcidiol is forming the calcitriol. This calcitriol is formed under the enzymatic activity of 1-alpha hydroxylase. So finally, the active form of the vitamin D, calcitriol, is formed. Now that we have discussed everything about vitamin D in detail, now finally let us discuss about the functions of vitamin D. Coming to the first function, the vitamin D helps in calcium balance. It also helps in cell differentiation. Vitamin D is also useful in the immunity. It also regulates the blood pressure. Vitamin D is also useful in the development of bones and also the teeth. Now coming to the next fat-soluble vitamin, that is called vitamin E. Vitamin E refers to a group of compounds that includes tocopherols and tocotrienols. Toco means childbirth, feros means to bear. It is also a naturally occurring antioxidant. Vitamin E is a potent antioxidant. This is a picture of tocopherol. Now let us discuss about dietary sources of vitamin E. The natural sources of vitamin E are pomegranate seeds, sunflower seeds, avocado, mango, spinach and broccoli, olives and oil, nuts and kiwi. Now let us discuss about the daily recommendation dose of the vitamin E. It varies in different individuals. In men it is 8 to 10 micrograms, whereas in case of women it is 5 to 8 micrograms. Coming to the children it is 8.3 micrograms. Finally in infants 4 to 5 micrograms. Now let us discuss about mechanism of action of vitamin E. Vitamin E is efficiently absorbed in the jejunum of the intestine. In the intestine, they combine with the lipoproteins. From here, they enter the lymph and travel through the lymphatics and they reach the liver. And they are stored in the liver and also in the tissues with the high lipid contents. Finally, they are excreted in the feces. Now let us discuss about the antioxidant property of the vitamin E. Here is a free radical in the cell membrane. It damages the phospholipids. Generally, the free radicals, they damage the phospholipids and disturb the cell membrane structure. If vitamin E is present in the body in the sufficient amounts, being the antioxidant vitamin, it generally binds with the free radicals present in the cell membrane. So vitamin E in the cell membranes can neutralize the free radicals, preventing them from damaging the phospholipids. So vitamin E neutralizes the free radicals and prevent the cell membrane damage. Finally, let us discuss about functions of vitamin E. Firstly, we will discuss about the most important functions. The first function is it is a most powerful antioxidant. Vitamin E is also a free radical scavenger. It also protects low density lipoproteins from oxidation. Apart from them, it also protects the cell membrane. It is also helpful in the prevention of rancidity. It works in conjunction with selenium. It's also got the role in neurological function. It also protects the lipids and prevents the oxidation of polyunsaturated fatty acids. Now let us discuss about the last fat-soluble vitamin, that is vitamin K. This vitamin K is naturally produced by bacteria in the intestine. It's helpful in the production of prothrombin and hence it is called as anti-hemorrhagic vitamin. It includes two natural vitamins that are vitamin K1, phylloquinone, and vitamin K2, menaquinones. So these are the two natural vitamins. Coming to the dietary sources, these include spinach, asparagus, broccoli, beans, soybeans, eggs, strawberries, meat and fish oils. Now let us discuss about the daily requirement of the vitamin K. For men and women, it is 70 to 140 micrograms, whereas for children, it is 35 to 75 micrograms. Now let us discuss in detail about the synthesis of vitamin K. If you can see in the picture, this vitamin K quinone is a parent compound. This will transform to the vitamin K1 quinol, that is nothing but the active form. Now this active form of vitamin K transforms the inactive form of coagulation factors to the active form of the coagulation factors. Here the vitamin K acts as a coenzyme. This vitamin K also acts as a coenzyme for carboxylase epoxidase, and again it forms a vitamin K1 2,3 epoxide. So this is an inactive form of vitamin K again. So from this inactive form, it is again reduced to the vitamin K quinone, that is a parent compound. So this parent compound is again reduced to the active form quinol. So this is a cyclic process of the activation of the vitamin K. And finally, activated vitamin K activates the coagulation factors. Now let us discuss about the functions of the vitamin K. The most important function of vitamin K is that it is helpful in the synthesis of the clotting factors. It acts as a cofactor in oxidative phosphorylation, and also it helps in the blood clotting. Apart from these functions, vitamin K also reduces the risk of osteoporosis, lowers the risk of bleeding in the liver, helps prevent the hemorrhaging in the newborn, relieves the menstrual pain and excess menstrual bleeding, aids in blood sugar regulation, helps to regulate the blood clotting, it boosts the immunity and digestive health, it gives relief from vomiting and nausea during the pregnancy. So this is it about fat soluble vitamins. Let us discuss about water soluble vitamins in our next lecture. Thank you.